네, 안녕하세요. 캐나다 세라쌤입니다. 아침에 캐나다 시간으로 방송하면서, 예습 방송을 안 해가지고 예습 낭독을 해보려고 합니다. 네, 또 그냥 제 얼굴 이렇게 보이고 읽는 걸로 해볼게요. 시간이 없어서 빨리빨리 읽겠습니다. Day 5. She lowered her voice and said, "That's why he married that woman," meaning his first wife. Strictly speaking, Mom was gossiping, but who was going to tell her? We all sat silently. My father and uncle were different in other ways. Uncle Kashuhisa liked to talk to anyone, even to himself. My father didn't like to talk, except to my mother. He preferred to read the newspaper. My uncle, on the other hand, never read the paper. He did not give a hoot what President Eisenhower had to say. My uncle was exactly 1 inch taller than my father, but his stomach was soft. We knew this because we hit him in it once the year before, and he yelled in pain and threatened to spank us. We got sent to bed without supper because my parents said hitting someone was the worst thing we could do. Stealing was second, and lying was third. Before I was 12, I would have committed all 3 of those crimes. Chapter 2. All the day before we moved, my father and uncle loaded the truck with boxes that my mother had packed. We planned to leave first thing the next morning. Lynn and I sat out on the front porch and watched them work. Uncle Katsuhisa didn't want us to help because he said we got in a man's way. Lynn and I played soldier with the chess set. During a break, Uncle Katsuhisa walked onto the porch, clapped his hands 3 times, took out a handkerchief, and blew his nose. He clapped his hands again. "I'm the best Japanese chess player I know," he said. That was a challenge to Lynn. "Are you up to a game?" She set up the board. He rolled up his sleeves as if chess were hard physical work. Lynn beat him in about 15 minutes. He was not a good sport and made her play him again and again so he could beat her. My father returned to loading up the truck, but Uncle Katsuhisa didn't even notice. He lost 3 games. He said again that he thought of himself as the best Japanese chess player in the whole United States. I have no idea where he got that idea of himself. When Lynn beat him, I kept my face blank. But inside, I was cheering for her. After Uncle's 3rd loss, he stepped off the porch and stared moodily across the gravel yard. He stared, making noises in his throat. He said, "Ah, ooh, ah, gah, gah, gah. Hooka, 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 gah. And then a glob of saliva flew like a baseball from his mouth and over the gravel. It landed on our only tree and dripped slowly down the bark. Lynn and I looked at each other, and she raised her eyebrows as if to say, "See, I told you he was an odd fish." 네, 여기까지인데요. 자, 지금 잘 되고 있었겠지요? 네. 네. 오늘, 이제 내일이죠. 캐나다 시간으로 내일 오전, 그리고 한국 시간으로는, 저녁 10시에 만날 부분을 미리 읽어봤습니다. 제가 이제 딸을 픽업하러 가야 되는 시간이 돼가지고, 여기까지 짧게 하도록 할게요. 여러분, see you tomorrow. Bye. 뿅. 감사합니다. 안 끝나네요. 끝나야죠. 네.